Hello, my name is Todd Hafner. I'm the head football coach at Penn University. Penn's located in South Central Iowa. We've been running the option for 3 years now and really made the transition from a pro-style power running team to the option, basically with players that were pro-style power game players. And the option can be run by a multitude of different players. We feel that we've put together a great package for you throughout these videos, and feel really confident that you'll be able to take one or two nuggets off of each video that can really help your football team. All right, with every good option game, you have to have passing game to complement it. And what we've tried to do with the way that we handle our passing game is we've tried to make it as simple as we can for our team. So in the next hour or so, I'm going to go through our thought process on how we developed our passing game, and then the details on pass protections, different routes, and different reads and things by the quarterback. What we're going to start off with today is the first question that we asked ourselves was, why even run the option? There's lots of reasons for that. It's an offense that we feel makes every defense play assignment football. You have to know who you have on every play as a defense. You always have to tackle the dive. You always have to have someone responsible for the quarterback. You always have to have someone responsible for the pitch. So that was the main reason that we decided that this is what we wanted to do. It allows our offense to have a very small playbook with many plays. And what I mean by that is when you're running inside veer, for example, you have 3 plays built into one. When you're running outside veer, you have 3 plays built into one. And we feel that if your offensive line or your quarterback or your running backs know exactly what to do on every play, it sure makes things easier for everybody. So it allows the offense to have a fairly small playbook, and in that playbook have many different plays. As everyone knows, and all coaches from Pee Wee football all the way through the college level, is that success in football, successful football comes from repetition, doing the same thing over and over and over again to the point where your players almost get bored with what you're doing. And we feel that option football is the ultimate in repetition. You're doing the same thing basically over and over again, and every different play can have a different end result by who carries the ball, who has the success, who scores the touchdowns. But we feel that by going through and the repetition that we can create over and over and over again, it gives our players a better chance to have as much success as they can. What we also think is that it cuts down on what a defense can do. And in the age of fancy blitzes and people coming and trying to blitz from all different positions and slanting and dropping defensive ends and nose guards and all of that, all of those things, it really allows us to get people lined up, allows us to know where people are going to be on any given snap. And it really cuts down on the number of blitzes that a defense can run and still be sound in what they're trying to do. So by eliminating blitzes and cutting down on the number of fancy style blitzes that teams are trying to run right now, the option makes everyone play sound and assignment football. It gives our team an identity. And we preach to our players all the time that in order for us to be successful as an offense or a defense, we have to have an identity. And what the option has given us as a football team is it's given us an identity of a physical, very tough football team. We preach it to our kids not only every week, but we preach it to them every day. And physical and tough, those two things usually go together. But we also preach to our kids that mental toughness is the key to be able to overcome adversity. And we think that you don't face as much adversity when your kids break the huddle on every snap, knowing what to do, who to block, because they've done it so many different times. So it gives our team a great identity, And here at William Penn, we play a very physical and tough brand of football. It allows you to play with what we call inferior players because you don't have to block everybody on every play. We all know that in order to be successful, you have to have good players. You can't out-coach everybody or things like that. But it allows us to play with smaller offensive linemen. It allows high school teams that can't field, 5 offensive linemen that are all 6'2", 285 pounds and can run and manhandle everybody. It allows you to do different things because you don't necessarily have to block their best player on every play. So by running the option, we feel that we can play with smaller players and still be able to have success if they can run, if they're physical, if they play hard, and if they're tough. And the last thing that we sat down and we decided was that in order for us to be successful running the option, we had to be able to attack every different gap of the offense with a different play. And that's basically what we're going to try and go over today, is showing you and building a playbook from the A-gap run play all the way to the outside, and then even attacking the secondary in the pass game. Okay, after running the option for a couple years, we sat down and really evaluated where we were at and feel that these next few items are what we feel are the keys to a successful option attack. The first thing is that you have to sell out to running the option. You have to practice it, on a daily basis. You don't dabble in the option, make it your priority. Don't just run a couple option plays with some other things just to say that you have some option in your package. If you're going to run the option, sell out to the option and don't dabble in it. Make it a big priority. The second key is that you have to spend time every single day, every single practice, working on the fundamentals of every play. And that's why you have to limit your playbook to a certain degree, because you have to be able to spend time on practice or in practice every day on the fundamentals, the footwork, the reads, identifying different players, your handoff key, pitch key, who your slots are supposed to block. So these are things that we feel were keys, and maybe one of the most important is you have to spend a lot of time every day working on the different fundamentals. As a coach, you have to be excited about it, and because it's such a repetition offense, you do it over and over and over again, your kids tend to get a little bit bored at times. So as a coach, you have to be excited about what you're doing, and it is definitely a mindset that starts with you as a coach. If you go to practice every day, you're excited about what you're getting ready to do on a daily basis with the repetition, the different excitement that you get on, coaching your kids on proper technique, proper footwork. It's all about the little things, and little things lead to big things. But in order for you to keep your kids excited about it, you have to be excited about it. What we at William Penn, we've kind of gone back and forth with some things, but what we're going to give you right now are some general alignment and stance, splits and stance. That's one of the first questions when we have coaching staffs into our place. What they ask. What are your splits? Well, how do you line your guys up? Offensive line-wise, our general rule when we go and teach our new players is that we have 3-foot splits across the board, and if we have a tight end in the game, he's also at 3 foot. We do that because we do some double teaming, and we feel that by 3-foot splits, it still gives the quarterback ample time to make his reads, but at the same time gives the offensive line an opportunity to create great double teams where we can get together and move people. As far as where we align off the ball, we tell our guards your helmet should line up when the center's in his stance. Your helmet should line up with his hip, and then the tackle should be even with the guard. So, generally, guard's helmet to center's hip, and then even the rest of the way, including the tight end. Our backs alignments, The fullback, we begin our fullbacks and tell them basically on every play, put your toes at 4.5 yards from the ball, always in a three-point stance. We've seen lately that some teams have been running some option with their fullback in a 2-point stance. We feel that by having our fullback in a 3-point stance, it gives them a better opportunity to get off the ball, get to where he's going, and we tell our fullbacks that when you're down in your stance, you should have enough weight on your hand that if we move your hand out from underneath you, you should fall onto your face mask. So we have a tremendous amount of weight on our hand. That allows us, we feel, to get going in a straight line here. The depth of the fullback can vary based on the speed of the back. I don't think that you would ever want a fullback deeper than 4.5 yards, but I think it's okay if you move them up a little bit just so the timing in the mesh works out. As far as our slots alignment, his inside leg splits the tackle in front of him, even if there's a tight end. All right, so he always aligns on the offensive tackle. His inside foot always splits his inside foot always splits the tackle, and we're 3 yards off the ball. So that usually puts us about 1.5 yards to 2 yards behind the tackle. That we feel that by putting him 3 yards off the ball, it allows us to go in motion a lot flatter. We can wait longer to go in motion, and it gets our kids to where they need to be without having to round their path. Different personnel groupings and the formations that we run out of these personnel groupings. 30 personnel to us is 3 backs, which obviously is the fullback, the 2 slot backs, and 2 receivers. 30 personnel is a no tight end formation for us. And really the 3 different formations that we like to get into, and we're not a big formation team. We line up in 4, 5, or 6 different formations. We feel that by doing that we can teach our kids where everyone's going to be on any given snap. So our 30 personnel formations is a balanced formation with 2 slots, in the normal spot, and 2 receivers. If the ball's in the middle of the field, the 2 outside receivers line up at the top of the numbers. So that we feel that gives us a good spread on the field, gives us a good read of where the where the defense is lined up and what they're going to do to us. So that gives us the good spread. We also will line up in a trips open formation where we'll basically bump our slots. So now the play side slot to the trip side would become our number 2 receiver, and then the backside slot bumps over to the number 3 receiver position. And then we line up in a trips unbalanced formation where we'll bring our X receiver over to the strong side of the formation. Now you have your Z and your X on the same side, both lined up on the ball, and your 2 slots are in regular alignment. So those are the 3 formations that we feel are the most beneficial to us. And out of the 30 personnel groups, those are really the only 3 formations that we'll line up in. Okay, so we're going to talk about our 30 personnel formations, and we'll start with just our base formation here with our 2 flankers, obviously our 2 slots in here, and our fullback behind the quarterback. General alignment for our 2 receivers is if the ball's in the middle of the field, their alignment will take them to the top of the numbers on either side of the formation. Okay, so our X receiver will go away from the call, line up at the top of the numbers. Our Z receiver will go to the formation. If you'll recall the alignment of our slots, we're going to take our inside foot and split the tackle on both sides. So their inside foot now is splitting the tackle on both sides. Again, fullback directly behind. If we take the formation and we move it to a hash, what that does now is obviously sends the receiver into the boundary. His split's going to be just a little tighter. Okay, so if we're on the left hash here, now his split will go to the bottom of the numbers, and now the receiver to the field, his split will take him 2 yards from the top of the numbers. Okay, so into the boundary, we're at the bottom of the numbers. To the field, we're 2 yards from the top of the numbers. Slots and everybody else stays the same. All right, another formation that we've talked about and that we really like as a staff is we just squeeze the formation here.
all right, and move everybody, or the two split receivers, we move them 3 yards from the end man on the line of scrimmage. That condenses the defense, brings the corners and the safety in tighter, and what that really does is it allows our slots to go out and gain a lot more leverage, and it allows us to get the ball to the edge a little bit quicker. So again, when we squeeze the formation, the X and the Z receiver will now their alignment will now be 3 yards from the end man on the line of scrimmage. Again, everybody else is the same. Okay, so that's our base formation and also our squeeze formation. Now, one of the other formations that we like out of 30 personnel is a wide receiver or trips unbalanced formation that we talked about. What we do here is we leave our Z receiver split the same as it would be depending on where the ball's at. Again, if it's in the middle of the field, he's at the top of the numbers. If it's on the hash, he's 2 yards from the top. And again, if we put this formation into the boundary, all right, now he'll move to the bottom of the numbers. We tell the X receiver when he has come over, now all he does is he just splits the difference between where the Z receiver is and where the end man on the line of scrimmage is. All right, so he just finds the midpoint of this, and that determines his alignment. We like this formation for plenty of reasons, but the main reason is it gives us an extra blocker to the play side a lot of the times. So what happens is we'll line up in this, teams will start to adjust, and then what happens if we can begin to outnumber them to the unbalanced side, now we'll start running back to the weak side. When they shift coverage, when a 4-3 team will roll to cover 3 and leave a corner back here to the open side by himself, you know, we'll start looking for those things and try and start running back to that side at that point. So that's our trips unbalanced formation, all right? And then what we'll do, okay, is we'll line up in just a regular trips formation. What we do here is now we'll take our play side slot and he'll split the difference. We now bring our backside slot and move him over into a regular alignment. So again, if the ball's in the middle of the field, they'll both be at the top of the numbers. Our A-back will now split the difference between the Z and the end man, and now this slot moves over, and his inside foot splits the crack of the tackle. So now what we've done is we've given ourselves a 3-by-1 formation. Again, we'll do this to dictate some personnel, to see how teams are going to play their safeties and how they're going to move around and how they're going to move their defense. Again, we'll predominantly attack to the 3 receiver side with our run game. Again, if they start to shift over, we'll try and hit them back to the weak side. So those are 30 personnel formations that are our favorites. Just to recap, you know, the doubles, you know, the general formation that everyone gets into, we'll squeeze that down, and then we'll get into a trips unbalanced formation, and then also we'll get in just a regular trips open formation. Again, fullback is still toes at 4 to 4.5. Slot, inside slot here, splitting, inside leg splitting the tackle, and then this slot now is splitting the difference between the Z receiver and the end man on the line of scrimmage. 31 personnel formations, 3 backs, 1 tight end in the game, which only leaves us 1 receiver in the game. Depending on the ability of your tight end, you can get into these 30 personnel formations, but if you're if your tight end's a tight end, a true tight end, we line up balanced with the flanker on one side and tight end on the other side, obviously with the 2 slots. Again, with the tight end in the game, again, our slots don't bump their alignment. They're still in the same alignment. And then unbalanced with the tight end and flanker on the same side with slots in normal alignment. So we'll bring our tight end over and put him on the same side as the flanker. Now that creates the unbalanced situation, makes the defense have to adjust. And what we have found out is that with our unbalanced formations, there are plenty of plays that we can run to the unbalanced side that hurts the defense because we get them outnumbered. And as soon as teams start to adjust to the unbalanced situation, it has really opened things up back to the weak side of the formation and really allowed us to get some big plays back to the weak side. All right, now we'll get into our 31 personnel groupings. Again, 31 personnel's 3 backs with the 2 slots in the fullback and our 1 tight end in the game. And we're going to talk about 2 specific formations that we get in out of this that are our 2 favorites that we'll run our outside veer out of and some different things. And again, we're trying to outnumber the defense and put them in a bad spot. Just talking about general alignment ideas, with 31, we're in a tight end formation here, tight end to the left, flanker to the right. The most important thing that we teach our backs is that even if you're the slot lined up to the tight end side, you still take your inside foot and split the tackle. All right, you don't line up on the tight end, you're still in the same alignment. To the open side, obviously that doesn't change, but to the tight end side, we do that to keep our motions consistent, to allow our slots to not have to worry about, well, I'm wider, I have to go earlier, or I'm tighter, I'm wider, I have to go later, tighter, I have to go earlier. So we just say go line up in the same spot no matter what the formation is, no matter if there's a tight end there or not. So our favorite 31 personnel formation, again, is just a tight end to one side, flanker to the other side. What we'll do against certain teams and certain defenses is we'll just line our tight end up to the flanker side and make it an unbalanced situation. Again, like we talked about with our 30 personnel formation, when we brought our receiver over and put him to the inside receiver and made it a trips unbalanced, now we're just moving our tight end over. Now it's a tight end unbalanced formation. Again, the defense has to do something. And if they don't do anything, which some teams don't do a lot, then we'll just continue to run the ball to the unbalanced side because we've given ourselves numbers. The second that the defense starts to over-adjust or starts to shift their D-line or shift their secondary to our unbalanced formations and give us numbers back to the weak side, we're sure going to take advantage of that as soon as we can just to try and get them balanced up again so we can attack back to the unbalanced side. All right, so the 2 31 personnel or 3-back, 1 tight end formations that we like the most are this unbalanced formation with the tight end and the flanker on the same side, or tight end on one side, flanker on the other. And we'll get in these formations to dictate and do some different things with our tight end that we can't do out of our spread formations.
Along with every playbook, you can't just have run plays in it. You're obviously going to have some different passing sets and different things that you can use to get the ball down the field, to get the ball to your receivers, to get the ball in the hands of guys that can make plays. And there are lots of different ways to do that. We decided that what we do in our passing game, we do to try and deceive the defense. Even if in our quick passing game, we're doing it not necessarily in 3rd and long situations. We're trying to throw the ball to deceive the defense by throwing it on 1st down. Throw it on 2nd and medium. Downs that we know that they're thinking run. And so with our quick passing game, it's 3-step drop. Get the ball out of your hands as fast and quick as you can, all right, with quick breaking routes. And we tell our players that, unless we're running the go route, all right, we're trying to gain 6 yards on a pass play in our quick passing game, because 6 yards is what we're trying to gain on every run play. Again, we're just trying to keep the ball moving, keep the chains moving, and at the same time, keep the defense a little bit off balance. Don't let them get too keyed into what we're trying to do. Let them know that we will throw a drop back pass, and it will be a 3-step drop. We'll hit the 3rd step, we'll get rid of the ball. We throw 2 different types of play action. The first type is we're going to fake inside veer, and then we're going to drop straight back off the line of scrimmage. This type of our passing game, we're trying to get the ball down the field. we're trying to get it on the home run, on a go route to our Z receiver, or a post route to our X receiver. Or if we know that they're playing hard run support, maybe run a curl flat and try and get in behind that flat defender, voiding that area. All right. So in the play action game, we're going to run an inside veer, drop back action, and we're going to try and get our quarterback 6 to 7 yards. And as soon as he hits the top of that drop, he needs to be letting the ball go. Then something new that we have added, and something that we haven't really seen from any other option team, is an inside veer action and then the sprint out off of it. By doing that, we understand that we basically eliminate one side of the field, but what that has done for us is it's stopped the hard charging corner from getting in our run game, because now he has to be a little bit careful that we'll throw the post corner behind him. Again, we'll have the go route possibility. We're going to sneak a back out into the flat to potentially get it to him. But this is something that's new to us and something that will forever be in our playbook from now on. And so something that has been missed by us, we're hoping that we can give to you and you can sure use to your advantage. And then the last type of action that we have is a sprint out action. We'll line it up out of our trips open formation. We'll use our sprint out game for a couple of reasons. One, if we get down in a game, or two, if we're in a 2-minute situation where we're trying to push the ball down the field, push it to the edge. Again, we know that by running sprint out, we're going to eliminate one side of the field, but it gives our quarterback an easy read, and if it's not open, he sure can get rid of it at that point. For us, these are the questions that we answer. Why the quick passing game? It gives you a way to beat the blitz. Okay, it gives you time that if teams are bringing pressure up inside, it's a very secure protection. It's a situation where you're keeping multiple extra people in to block. And at the same time, if they bring an edge blitzer, you can beat the edge blitz with the quick passing game. It keeps the defense off balance. It lets the defense know that, yes, we do have a passing game. And again, some of our bigger plays this year in the passing game came on a very simple 3-step drop slant route or 3-step drop hitch route that the receiver made the corner miss and got it down the field. So it does a good job of keeping them, letting them know that we do have pass game in our repertoire. A way to get the receivers involved. And we all know as option coaches that sometimes receivers are very underappreciated. If they don't block, we tend to get on them harder than we probably should. And then when we throw them the ball, it seems like we're not throwing it to them enough. But this is a way to get the ball to the edge, to get it to our outside receivers, and I guess in some way reward them for all the hard work that they've done in the other parts of our game, and give them a chance to showcase some of their skills. They're very easy reads for the quarterback. When you throw the hitch or you throw the out or you throw the slant, you're always looking at the outside flat defender. So his eyes immediately from the snap can go directly to the flat defender. As soon as he can make his read, which should be within 3 steps, he should be able to throw the ball right when he gets to the top of his drop. It is one thing that we do work on quite a bit with our quarterbacks as far as knowing when to throw, how to throw, who to throw it to, but they are very easy reads for the quarterback. And because of what we do, with bail corners and man coverage and roll safeties and different things that you're going to see when you run the option, you're usually in a one-on-one situation with the defensive back when you're throwing the football, if you're not throwing it in 3rd and long and different things like that. So if you're in a normal down and distance, 1st and 10, 2nd and 5, you're usually going to be in a one-on-one situation, not necessarily man coverage one-on-one, but off corners and different things like that. And that's why the quick passing game can be so successful. The play action passing game. Why do we run play action? To get the defenders out of position when throwing the football. When linebackers are starting to step up or when corners are starting to creep in, that's when your big plays can come in. And as a coaching staff, those are the things that you're looking for on when to throw play action. When they start to sniff up in there too much and they're not really playing sound assignment football, that's when you want to throw play action. So you get the defenders out of position. To keep the secondary run support players from playing the run too quickly. Guys that are playing the pitch, keep them from coming up at the snap of the ball. You make them read their keys. And all you have to do is throw a couple play action passes, let them go get chewed out a little bit by their defensive coordinator for not being where they were supposed to be. And you'll figure out real quick that the play action is going to get you to where those defensive secondary guys aren't so quick to play the run. Take advantage of overreactive secondary players. Free safeties that are really starting to come up give you the opportunity to throw the ball over the top. Corners that are playing cover two that are playing really hard and trying to get up there really quick, gives you the opportunity to stock and go and throw it in between the safety and the corner. So the play action game allows you to take advantage of overreactive secondary players. And then the main reason to run play action is it really helps your offensive linemen in protection. It keeps the defensive line just from rushing up the field. It really minimizes the ability of that really good pass rushing defensive end. If you run play action at him, he has to think, okay, maybe it is inside veer, and now by the time he's able to get into his pass rush move, now you have another player potentially there to block him. So it really helps your offensive lineman in protection. Just last year alone in 2010, as in an 11-game season, we gave up 6 sacks all season. And we had 1 loss, and 3 of those sacks came in 1 game. So it really has helped us in eliminating the negative yardage from the sack. And then the last passing game that I want to talk about for today is our sprint out passing game and why we decided that this was an important part of what we're trying to do. It gives yourself and your coaching staff and your team a passing game if you're down late in the game. It still gives you the opportunity to throw the ball to the edges. It gives you the opportunity to potentially get the ball down the field. And it also gives you the ability to get your quarterback out on the edge, to get in potential running situations and can still get out of bounds to stop the clock. So when you're down in the game, which we never want to be, but sometimes we find ourselves that way, it does give you some passing game to help get you to where you need to go. It's easy protection for the offensive line and the backs. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but really it's turn back protection, protect your inside gap. The backs are sealing anything off the edge, so it's an easy protection. And again, for 2-minute situations or late in the game situations, when you're trying to hurry up and get the ball snapped, again, you're not asking the offensive line to react to anything that's going on. It's predetermined what they're going to do. Again, easy reads for your quarterback. The routes that you're probably going to run are one-read routes. And what I mean by one-read routes is you're going to say, pick this one guy out and throw it off of his movement. If he runs to the flat, throw the curl over the top, throw the corner out if the corner bites up, and some different things like that. So you have easy reads for your quarterback. And good route combinations with the receivers and slots, as far as, you can run the smash by the outside guy and the corner by the number 2 receiver. You can, run an out route and a deeper out route to try and, get the ball to the sidelines. And again, the outside route, the post corner route by your Z receiver, with some type of flat route by your number 2 receiver. And, you can get the same types of looks, and try and get the ball into the hands of your good players. So, these are the reasons, why we run sprint out. This is the reason why we have pass game in our playbook. And, with everything that we've said, we think that you have the ability now to at least have an outline of what you can do to be a good option team and the different type of playbook that you can develop. All right, so our passing game philosophy, like I said, is built around 2 different concepts. The first concept is that it's simple for all players, because we spend a lot of time in our run game, and it's important to us, if we're going to run 75% of the time, or 80%, I guess, then we're going to spend that much time in practice on it. So the blocking schemes, the routes, the reads for the quarterback need to be simple. And so that's what we've tried to do in building our pass game. And second of all, our pass game is geared toward getting the ball down the field, trying to get big plays out of our passing game because we feel that we're trying to take advantage of a defense that's being over-aggressive, overreactive, and different things like that. So really, built around two concepts, and those two concepts have really gotten us a long way. We don't throw the ball out of necessity, and we throw it to move the chains and score points, and that's really what we want to try and get to. We try not to put ourselves in situations where we're third and long or third and extra long. So we emphasize to our kids that on first down we're trying to gain 6 yards. On second down we're trying to gain 6 yards, but we're also trying to put ourselves into third and short. But third and manageable, we still feel that we can run the ball on third and manageable, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. So we're trying not to put ourselves in a situation where we're throwing the ball out of necessity. We're doing it more throw the ball on first down, more throw the ball on second and short to second and medium. And then, if we have to, we have some things built in, but we're trying to throw the ball to move the chains and to score points. And the score points part of it's by throwing the ball down the field. We use the pass game to keep the defense off balance. Again, throwing the ball on first down if you're defending an option team is something that's hard for the defense to process. They think first down, option, here it comes. So we like to throw the ball on first down. Gets them in pretty vanilla coverages. Don't see a lot of blitzes and stuff on first downs. So we'll throw the ball to keep the defense off balance. Over-aggressive secondary players, we're always trying to take advantage of them. If they're going to try and move their secondary quite a bit on first down, that's when we like to try and throw the ball over the top of the defense. And to keep unblockable players honest. And what I mean by that is, sometimes it's hard for us to block everybody in the secondary. Free safeties are sometimes hard for us to block. So we try and keep them honest, keep them in position by throwing the ball over the top of them, by throwing the ball around them, or different things like that. But our pass game is built on, these 4 simple rules. And really, we'll try and stick to those as much as we can throughout a game. Okay? Using deception for success is kind of how we've labeled this, and feel good about, what's going on with that. We have basically 4 different pass game areas. And that first one is the quick game. Like we've mentioned before, it's a 3-step drop. It's get to your 3rd step and throw the ball as quick as you can. Quick breaking routes, we try and break all of our routes, except obviously the fade route, but all of our slants and hitches and out routes we try and break right at 5 or 6 yards. So we have a good understanding of when to let the ball go as a quarterback, where to let the ball go to, and so we can get the ball out on time, get it to our receivers, give them an opportunity to catch, and potentially make a move on the guy that's trying to defend them. The second phase of our passing attack is play action, and we have 2 different types of play actions that we like to deal with. They both are based off of our inside veer action. We have an inside veer drop back passing game, and we have an inside veer sprint out passing game. The inside veer drop back passing game is something that we've seen and used for a very long time. But the inside veer sprint out passing game is something that we feel it's new to us, but we feel after watching multiple option teams try and throw the football that this is something that may be a little bit new to everybody. We didn't invent anything. All right, we've stolen ideas from different phases of passing games from different teams, different types of offenses, and came up with the inside veer sprint out game, and we think that it has really helped us throwing the ball and getting the ball and our quarterbacks to the edge. Sprint out, our sprint out passing game is a true sprint out. We open at 45 degrees with our quarterback. We tell him to make his arc at 6 to 7 yards. Get to the top of the arc, be ready to throw the ball when you get to the top of your arc. But it's getting our quarterback to the edge again, and we're going to block it accordingly. We're going to block with our play side slot. We're going to block the edge with our fullback. We're going to try and get out, usually two person routes, and try and work different combinations that we'll see later on in the DVD here of different route combinations that we're able to run with our sprint out passing game. So we'll go and get right into our quick passing game. Why the quick game, okay? And there are a few reasons why. It gives you a way to beat the blitz with the passing game. And teams that, like to run their backers up inside, and we talked about in DVD 2 about pitching the ball to the edge with the toss play, all right? But this is another great way to beat the inside blitz because it's an easy pass protection. You're always protecting inside gaps. If you have edge blitzers that happen to be unblockable, the majority of the time, if you get to a three-step drop and throw it right when you get to the top of your drop, you're going to beat the blitz with that anyway. So we think that the three-step drop gives us a great way to beat the blitz, and it gives us, a third down passing game, where we need 6 or 7 or 8 yards. We feel we can go to the three-step game, and we're able to get that and also be able to pick up the blitz. It keeps the defense off balance. Again, we talk about throwing three-step on first down. It keeps the defense. You usually see a lot more soft coverages on the early downs. Teams trying to keep you in second and long and trying to get you in situations where as an option team you don't really like it. That's when we like to throw the hitches and the outs and just try and gain the 5 to 6 yards that we're looking for out of those quick routes. So it keeps the defense off balance, especially the outside secondary players that like to take plays off if they think that it's going to be a run play and it's not coming to them. Then take the play off, throw a quick game out there, make them do a little bit more work. It's a way for us to get our receivers involved in the game. It rewards them for what they do on all of the other plays because in the option offense, we all know that as coaches that receivers are a huge part of what we do. They make the home run block. They do all of the work that's necessary to get leverage and to play good on the edge. This is a way that we reward those guys, to get them the ball. A lot of times they're athletic, hard-nosed players that if you get them the ball, there's a chance that they could make a defensive back miss, gain 10, 12 yards, or even break a long one. It's easy. They're easy pass reads for the quarterback. In our three-step drop, as we do most of our pass game, he looks for one guy. He looks for one defender. He reads that defender, and he throws the ball off of that defender. So we teach it. If you're going to throw it to your right, look to the right. If you're going to throw it to the left, as soon as you get the snap, start trying to look to your left. Find your read and throw off of that read. Usually one-on-one with the defensive back, and it's not always man-to-man situations that I talk about one-on-one. I'm talking about off corners one-on-one. Sometimes you'll even get a little bit of a press corner, a cover 2 corner, but it's still a one-on-one type situation. And if you can throw the ball out to your receivers in one-on-one situations, I know that if we get situations like that, we feel that we can really take advantage of our athletic ability at the receiver position. We tell our guys that when we throw and catch three-step drop, we want 6 yards, but if you turn it into 12 or 15, that's completely fine with us. So we like the matchups and usually get the off coverage or the off-man coverage that helps us. Getting into the footwork and the blocking schemes and the quarterback's reads and things like that. For the quarterback, take a three-step drop from the center, all right? And we drop 3 straight steps backwards, all right? If it's a right-handed quarterback, he's going to open and take 1 big step, all right? So it's 1 big and then 2 quick, all right, looking at your read key. If you're going to throw it right, look right. If you're going to throw it left, get your head turned, All right, and on that third step, you take a little bit of an off step to get your shoulders and your eyes that direction. So, you know, it's a 3-step drop. It's 1 big, 2 quick. All right, find the flat defender and throw off of his movement. If he runs to the flat, throw it off his inside shoulder. If he runs to the flat and you have a hitch with the outside receiver, throw it to your inside slot running the same route. So find the flat defender and throw off his movement. And then the most important thing here is that when the quarterback gets to the top of his drop on the third step, that he is letting the ball go. Because if he does that and not waiting, all right, he's throwing the ball before the receiver or the slot comes open. And that's the most important thing. Don't give the defender time to react after he stopped his route. Throw it before the guy comes out of his route, so now the defender doesn't know that the ball is coming. All right? If you time this right, your receiver comes out of his break, has time to get his hands up to catch the football, and the defender doesn't have time to react. It gives the receiver more time to make a move. The fullback's going to listen for the center's call and block the A gap away from the call. All right? So he comes up, our center makes a right, left call. All right, so he's listening for that, okay? And he's going to block the A gap away from the call. All right, and this is, this is pretty standard. We're trying to get our fullback up in there. We tell them the most important thing is don't get in the quarterback's way. Slots are going to run the designated route. It's either going to be a hitch route. If we have an outside hitch or an outside out route, then the slots are going to run hitch routes. He's going to run an arrow route, so directly from his stance, he's going to run at a 5-yard spot out of bounds directly from his stance as an arrow route. Or if we run verticals, we're going to run 4 verticals. So he's just going to run a vertical route, and we end up with 4 vertical. We like to run 4 vertical against cover 3 and 1 high safety. The receiver, again, is going to run the designated route, whatever route's called. Again, a hitch route. The 3-step drop routes we have for our receiver is a hitch route. We have a speed out route. We don't square out anything. We just feel that it takes too long to run out there, get broke down, and then get to the out. So we run a speed out. We'll run a slant route by the outside guy. We'll break that at 6 yards, and we'll run those fairly skinny. All right, we try and run those fairly skinny because we think that it gives us an advantage and can potentially catch that ball between the corner and the safety and potentially get through the seam and get the extra yardage. The center makes call based on the defensive lineman to let the fullback know which way to protect. All right, and so the center now is going to protect to the call side. All right, he's going to protect to the call side, and here it says away, but this should say to the call side, and protect the A gap that way, okay? The guards are going to protect inside gap to man on. So if there's an A gap player to his inside, he's always going to protect the inside, then he's going to protect man on. If he's an uncovered player, such as 50 front, then he's going to check the linebacker blitz to the edge blitzer. So as he's in his stance, he knows that we're running 3-step drop. He's going to come out of his stance and be fairly aggressive. If no backer, then he's going to check outside. If he can get there, fine. If he can't, we should still be able to throw the ball and complete the ball by the quarterback. The tackles are going to quick set the man on. All right, they should always have a man on them. So they're going to quick set the man on, and then they're going to, after they quick set it, then they're going to cut the defensive end to get his hands down to allow for throwing lanes. Okay, because we're trying to get the ball out quick, we could potentially have to throw it inside to the slots. They're always trying to get the defensive guy's hands down. One other protection that we can talk about just real quick is a slide protection. All right, it's a very easy protection. We like this protection unless teams are just doing crazy things against us. We can always go, and we always have in our back pocket a slide protection scheme. Again, what would happen in that case is the center would make a call, the fullback would go away from the call, and all the offensive line would slide 1 gap to the call. So that's how we would do it if we were slide protecting. Okay, what we'll do now is we'll talk about our protections and some different route concepts that we'll run out of our quick passing game. So, looking at what's happening up front here, what we're going to do is we're going to secure the A gap, make sure that no one can just blow the A gap
and get to our quarterback in our quick passing game. Obviously, with us being under center, it's vital that we do a good job in the A-gap, make sure that we're doing all the protection. So what's going to happen here is the center is going to make a call to the A-gap player, a right or left call, okay? In this situation, as an offense looking at it, he's going to make a left call, all right? So that means that now he's going to step here, all right, and the guard to that side is going to step and secure the A-gap, all right, before he checks for any type of blitz. After making the right or left call, now the fullback will go away from the call. So in this situation, the center has made a left call. Now the fullback will check A-gap first, all right, and then if he has time, we'll then check to the outside later. With a three-step passing game, and as quick as we're trying to get the ball out of our hands, we really tell him to secure and feel confident about the A-gap before even checking the outside B or the outside C gap, because the ball should be gone before an outside blitzer can get to us. All right, so over here on the end, okay, now we're man protecting here. We're going to step hard to it, and then at the end, we're going to try and cut that guy. So we're going to try and get him to get his hands down. So if we're running our outside hitch routes or anything to the outside, the defensive end doesn't have an opportunity to get his hands up and knock the pass down. If we would get a B-gap sneak blitz here, now the center is going to take this by himself, and the guard will come off and protect against that kind of blitz. If he decides that he now wants to come outside, he will still step inside to check. Now he will kick out late to try and protect against the outside blitz. Again, we tell the guard in our quick passing game, a three-step drop, secure the A-gap and the B-gap. If you can get to the outside edge blitz late, that's fine. But again, we're trying to get rid of the ball in 3 steps. He'll have a hard time getting to us. Over here to the away from the call side now, the guard's going to block number 1 on the line of scrimmage. All right, and it doesn't matter where he's at, wherever the guard calls, or excuse me, wherever the center calls, the guard away from it's going to block number 1 on the line of scrimmage. Again, we'd like for him to try and cut that guy if he can. Not as crucial that he gets his man down as it is this man. Again, he's going to lock man on. Number 2, line of scrimmage. He's trying to get into his man and then cut him late, get his hands down so we can get the ball out to the edge without getting it knocked back into our face. All right, and again, now the fullback's going to check away A-gap to edge blitz really late. Again, the quarterback should have the ball gone at that point. So some passing route concepts, all right, that we have in our offense off of our 3-step passing game. We'll run the slant. We'll run a hitch. Okay. We'll also run the fade. And we'll also run quick out. All right, those are the 4 that we put in basically day 1 when we get going. And all of those routes, or all of these routes, have complementary routes that go with them. Okay, so if we start right here with the slant route, the routes are going to be mirrored on both sides, which basically means the 2 outside guys are going to run the same thing. The 2 inside guys are going to run the same thing. On the slant route, they're both running slants, obviously. Okay, and now these guys are running what we call bench routes or arrow routes. All right, their aiming point, the slot's aiming point, is a 5-yard spot on the out-of-bounds line. Get right into the arrow route just to make sure that you're drawing any flat defender that you can out, so we can throw this slant route as soon as it comes open off the inside shoulder of the flat defender. All right, we'll tell these outside guys, maybe try and get a little bit of an outside push, stick your outside step at 7 yards, and then get to the slant. Okay, on the hitch routes. Okay, on the hitch routes, they're mirrored on both sides, just as all of our other 3-step routes are. So on the hitch routes, what we're trying to do, especially against 4-3 defenses, all right, with our inside guys, we're trying to keep these guys from just flying out in a cover 8 situation to get to the hitch route. So we're going to run a hitch route. We're not trying to pick him. We're not trying to do anything. We're just trying to get in his vision so he doesn't fly to the hitch. All right, so now we're mirrored on both sides. Again, it's 1, 2, 3, and throw. We're trying to get to this route at 6 yards, and we tell all of our receivers on hitches and outs that we want a 6-yard gain. All right, so when you catch it, okay, if the ball's thrown to you, now you're going to turn outside and you're going to try and gain 6 yards. Anything more than 6 is just an added bonus. Okay, again, both mirrored here. All right, mirrored here, and tell your quarterback just to throw it to the loosest corner. All right, now if we go down here to the out routes. Okay, the two inside routes are the same because we're still trying to occupy the flat defender. So the 2 inside guys are still going to run inside hitch routes. Okay, but now the outside guys, instead of running hitch, we're going to run a speed out. Okay, we're not going to run up to 6 yards and run a square out. We're running a speed out, all right, with the top of the arc at 7 yards. Again, by the time we throw and catch it, you know, our goal is to have gained 6 yards. Catch it, turn to the outside, and try and get up the boundary. Anything more than 6 is added bonus. And then we throw the fade routes because we've started to see a lot more cover 2. And what we're trying to do here is it's a 4 vertical concept, and we're trying to just put pressure on the safeties. All right, so he's going to take a true outside release. If the ball's in the middle of the field, he's releasing to the hash, and then he's trying to get just inside the hash. Over here we have the same thing. Okay, release outside, get up just inside the hash, and then on the fade route, again, he has to take an outside release. All right, and what we're trying to do is put a 2-way stretch on both safeties. All right, so here, you know, the strong safety and the free safety, you know, they're taught in halves coverage to get as wide as you can. So at the snap of the ball, if they start to get wide, we tell our quarterback to hit those guys right off the inside shoulder of those linebackers that should potentially be running to the flats based on, you know, the 3-step drop. All right, if he sets or he gets vertical, then we tell the quarterback to put that pass on the line between the corner and the safeties. Don't float that thing. Don't give him time to backpedal and then get over the top of it. All right, if he backpedals, that thing's got to be thrown on a line. Again, at this point now we're throwing it to a 17-yard spot between the corner and the safety, just trying to make sure that the defense understands that we will run vertical routes and that we're going to try and hit it in the soft spots of the defense. So, you know, protection-wise, we feel very good that we're going to protect everything coming from the inside. Anything coming from the outside will have a hard time getting to us because we're throwing the ball so quick. And then route concept-wise, again, get into your route, be ready to catch the ball as soon as you make your break because we're telling our quarterback, get to your 3rd step. At your 3rd step, let the ball go. Don't give the defense time to react to what's going on behind them. All right, we're going to get into the cut-ups here, and you can see that even inside the red zone, you know, that we all know it's coming because we're talking about the quick passing game, but we like to throw the quick passing game even down here because as you can see, we have everybody picked up. When we get inside the 15-yard line, all of our quick game becomes 1-step drop by the quarterback. All right, so you can see here the quarterback takes 1 step and we're letting the ball go. Generally down here, we're going to either throw the fade or we're going to throw the slant. Here's a great throw and catch by the quarterback and receiver. Great route. The receiver presses inside and gets his hips turned. The D-back's hips turned a little bit here. Quarterback makes a great throw, and we protect it just good enough to let the quarterback get it off. Okay, looking at this from behind here, okay, you can see the center made a left call, so now the fullback's going to go right. The A-gap's protected with the guard here, all right? So now he can check and protect the B-gap. Would have liked to seen him be a little more aggressive. There's no need to wait for this guy, especially down here on the goal line. Go be aggressive. Go attack him, all right? And you can see everyone else here
has a man on. Guard does a really good job here, stepping inside, helping the center initially, and then seeing the blitz and picking up the blitz late. Okay, backed up. Again, we talked about being unpredictable and keeping the defense off balance with our passing game. Okay, you can see here that they're playing some type of cover 3. You have one high safety here. We love to throw the slant route into cover 3 because we feel we can get the slant route almost every time. Again, really good route down here by the receiver. He presses the outside, makes the corner get a little bit of width, and then comes underneath. All right. Would probably like to see the slot run a little bit more of an angle. He's probably getting a little bit too much upfield before he gets to his arrow route. All right, but the quarterback recognizes that he's so tight, he's never going to get under the slant route, and makes a great throw and catch. Gets our back off their goal line, and in this particular situation, you can see it's second and long here, and this play led us to a very long touchdown drive and really got us going in this game, and feel really good about what happened after this. So this was a very big play in the game. All right, this is an example of us slide protecting. We're going to slide protect to the right, and our backside tackle is going to hang on to it. Great job by our fullback stepping up into the B gap and protecting. Again, might have liked to have seen him go ahead and step on up into the line of scrimmage there. But great footwork by the quarterback. You can see he's throwing left, so he's looking left right off the snap. All right, gets his last foot in the ground, 1, 2, 3, and throws the football. Had a really good pre-snap read on where this ball was going to go. This is a great throw and catch, and again, like I said, a big play in this game. Okay, so here we go again. And that was, that's obviously our hitch routes. You've seen the fade route on the goal line, and this is just 1st and 10. All right, this is what we talked about, 1st and 10. Okay, ball's on the 50. They've seen us run the ball on 1st and 10 about 90% of the time here. Great route, good read by the quarterback. Here's the flat defender, clear up on the line. All right, clear up here on the line of scrimmage, so he knows where he's going with this ball before it's even snapped. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1 big, 2 quick, feeder in the ground. Great throw, great catch. Again, we want 6 yards out of the hitch. We got 6 yards, so that's what we're looking for. Again, protection-wise, you can see here that, this is a slide protection look. All right, the 4 interior guys, other than the center, have man on. Everyone else is sliding. Now the fullback's going to go block off the edge. Okay, so we feel good about where we're at with our protections. And we'll scheme protection just like we scheme a lot of things. We'll scheme protections. If we feel that they're going to try and be tricky up front, we'll just slide protect it. If we feel they're going to be pretty standard and generic, then we'll just maintain our rules and do everything like we're supposed to. But that's a good look at our 3-step passing game. And right now we'll get into some of the play action stuff that we have. All right, well, we're going to get into our play action game, and we're going to start off with our play action drop back passing game and why we do it. Obviously, the first reason, and we talked about this a little bit ago, is that with our play action drop back game, we open up the whole field for our receivers to get open. We open up the whole field to throw different routes. So what we like to do with our play action drop back game is stretch the field, throw the post, throw the go route, throw routes that are deep over the middle, and different things like that. And when you drop back and you're sitting in a pocket, you leave the whole field open to throw to. That's why we like the play action drop back game. It also slows down the defensive secondary in the run game. And anytime that you're faking inside veer, or anytime that you've run inside veer 5 or 6 or 7 times, and those guys see that action and they start to really want to trigger and be the one to make the play, that's the time that we want to throw the drop back game and throw the ball over the top. Okay, it slows the defensive secondary down. They watch film all week. They know that it's in there. So usually early in the game, you know, they'll stay back. They'll play assignment football. They'll do what they're supposed to do. But like every defensive player, they want to get in the play. So we like to use the play action drop back game to slow the secondary down and keep them from sniffing up in the run game. It's an easy blocking scheme for the offensive line, and it really sells the run with inside veer action. You know, we talk about blocking schemes, and we talk about the philosophy on why, you know, we have a passing game and the types of things that we're looking for in a passing game. And the first thing was that it's easy for everybody. And you know, and sometimes when you're seeing all kinds of different fronts in the run game and things like that, an offensive lineman can get a little bit scrambled and, you know, get a little bit discombobulated. In the pass game, we try not to do that with them. We try and make it as easy as we can. And with our backfield action, we're really trying to sell the run. We're really trying to sell the run with a lot of our routes with our receivers also. Reward your receivers for all the hard work they do on the edge. And really, when we say rewards the receivers, when we throw play action drop back, we're trying to throw these guys touchdown passes. We're trying to get it deep down the field. We're trying to give them the glory that they deserve. You know, if they run a good route and we've done our job and the safety's really starting to bite up, then we feel that, you know, we can get the ball over the top, and this is an opportunity for them to get the ball deep and score touchdowns for themselves and for our football team. So we think that our play action drop back game really rewards them for the hard work that they do. And it's like we tell them during practice time, you're not going to get very many of these chances. So when you get your opportunity, please take advantage of it for our sake and for your sake. All right. Play action drop back, the footwork, the reads, and the rules or assignments that we have. The quarterback's going to take a 4 o'clock step flashing the ball. Okay, so basically, if you remember in the run game, you know, on inside veer, we're going to open to 4 o'clock or 8 o'clock if we're going left. Okay, so really, if we're going to the right and it's play action to the right, we're going to step at 4. If it's play action to the left and it's not up there, we're actually going to open to 8 o'clock. So we're going to open left, all right? Flash fake, so it's an inside veer fake. You're going to drive off the second step. So your first step takes you to 4 o'clock. You bring your second step, and then you're going to push straight back off of that second step, getting to a depth of 6 to 7 yards. We don't say 4 or 5 steps because quarterbacks are different. But where we're building our pocket and what we're doing with our drop back game here, if he's at 6 to 7 yards from the football at the snap, then he's going to be right inside that pocket, and we feel that we're going to be able to protect him no matter what's going on out on the edges. So he's going to drive off his second step, getting to 6 or 7 yards deep. He's going to keep his eyes down the field at all times. So once he makes the fake, now his eyes are downfield. He's reading his keys. If his key is the free safety, if the free safety comes up to throw the post, or if the free safety sinks to throw the dig, all right, he should know that by the time he gets to the 6 or 7 yard depth. So keep your eyes on the receivers at all times. Make a good read on the flat defender or the high safety, depending on the route we call, all right? So he's, again, we're going to tell the defense a lot of times where we're throwing the football, all right? But it's all about the action in the backfield that we're looking for to make sure that we're deceiving the defense with what's going on in the backfield. Be prepared to release the ball at the top of your drop. Make your reads as you're dropping, okay? And when you get to the top of your drop, settle yourself and throw the football. The fullback is going to make a flash fake inside, like inside veer, okay? He's going to protect the A gap or the B gap depending on the defensive front or alignment. So he's going to go to the call side. He's going to take 2 hard steps, and on inside veer, he's going to make a pocket, all right, make the pocket, all right, knowing that we're not going to put the ball in the stomach. It's important to us that we don't put the ball in there. We know we're faking it. We don't want to have any issues with trying to get the ball out to get to the drop. So we're going to flash fake. He's going to make the pocket. He's going to try and sell it. If there's an A-gap defender, our guard will block him. If there is an A-gap defender, now he has to block in the B-gap. If there's a B gap defender, the guard's going to block him. He has to protect the A gap to that side. All right? So wherever there's no down lineman interior defender, that's the gap he's going to block. Play side slot is always going to be out in the route depending on what call we have, what route we're running, and different things like that. So he's always going to be out in the route and making sure that he's getting to the proper depth, running the proper route, drawing the defender that we want basically to get out of the way so we can throw the ball down the field. The backside slot's going to go in motion to simulate inside veer. So he's going to wait as long as he can, like we tell him on inside veer, wait as long as you can. Be where you would normally be at the snap of the ball, like you would be on inside veer. And then once you get to where the fullback's footwork is, now you come downhill, all right? You come downhill and you're protecting against any edge blitz, building a wall, setting up the pocket. All right, you're the outside guy to the call side, building the pocket around the quarterback. The receivers, again, obviously if we're throwing the football, they're excited about it. They're going to run the route, whatever route's called, depending on what we have called on that particular play. The tight end, I put on here only if we're not in an unbalanced situation. If we're not in an unbalanced situation, then he's going to run a particular route. If we are in an unbalanced situation, now he's going to be an additional protector to the call side. So he'll be able to help us down inside with anything crazy. We will put him in the game if we feel that max protection is what we want. When you leave that guy in the game in an unbalanced situation, you obviously eliminate a route, so now you're running only a two-person route. The center is going to always block away from the call, so he's going to block back on any A-gap player. If the A-gap player is to his backside, now he's going to snap and lock on that player, again, knowing that we're going a gap away from him, trying to ride that guy outside. If there's no A-gap player, then he's checking for any linebacker run through the A-gap. If he doesn't get that, now he's going to kick out and try and pick up any edge blitzer late. So that's his responsibility. Check A-gap. If there's no A-gap, check for backer run through. If no backer run through, kick out. Try and pick up any edge blitz late. Play side guard's going to down block, like I said with the fullback, down block on any A-gap player or man on versus head up or B-gap player. Okay, so he's going to sell the run, block down hard on any A-gap. If the guy's head up or to his outside gap, now he's got to be a little bit more careful about being too aggressive because we don't want to get a late pass rush move and get in their quarterback's face. Because he is play side, he does have to try and maintain that guy at the line of scrimmage. Okay, the backside guard is going to block any B-gap player. All right, so his initial responsibility is someone lines up in the B-gap, that's his man. Okay, the A-gap's taken care of by the center at that point. Okay, if there's no B-gap player, only an A-gap player, now he's going to check any backer blitz to the B-gap. If no backer blitz, now he's the one kicking out for edge blitz. Okay, so he's initially responsible for any B-gap player. If no B-gap, check linebacker run through to edge blitz. The play side tackle, he's going to pass set, in any different passing scheme, or play action scheme, there's usually one guy that kind of gives it away if there is. And we tell him to try and be as aggressive as he can, all right, but he can't whiff, all right. We can't afford for him to miss the block on the D end. So it's pretty important that he pass sets this guy, all right, build the pocket, let the quarterback sit in behind the guard, all right, and let's let the backfield action try and deceive the secondary. Okay, the backside tackle is going to pass set the man on, again blocking anything big on big. So no matter where that guy is on him, if he slants inside, he still has to block him. If he rushes upfield, he has to block him. Anything that blitzes is not his responsibility. So we do have that in our bag. Again, if you really get uncomfortable, you can always slide protect. There are very few times that we'll slide protect this play action series. But if you're uncomfortable with the way you pass block or what's going on with the defense in front of you, you can always throw that in there. Then both the fullback and the motion slot will be blocking first man off the edge.
Okay, now what we'll do is, we've given you the general concepts of what we're trying to do with our play action drop back game. We've told you that our play action drop back game is for us to get the ball down the field to our tight ends, to our receivers, or try and hit a curl flat or a wheel route or something like that. So we're going to we'll show you the protection here, get into a couple route concepts that we like, and just kind of give you a basic idea of what we're trying to do with our play action drop back game. If we're going to play action and drop back to the right, everybody from the center to the backside, all right, is now responsible for these 3 players. Those 3 players up front are responsible for those 3 players to the backside. These 4 players, okay, the center, the fullback, the guard, and the tackle, are now responsible for these 4 players. So we feel that it's a max protection scheme. Again, we feel that that's necessary because we're trying to get the ball, deep down the field. And, in certain situations, third and 6, we'll throw play action because we know teams are going to blitz us. We know we're going to get one-on-one coverage, and we know that we have a max protection scheme that we can run and feel good about being able to protect and get the ball down the field. Okay, so basically what happens here is if there's an immediate A-gap player to the backside of our call, all right, now our center will take that responsibility right there. Okay, he can initially get help from the guard if they are not showing edge blitz. All right, if they're showing edge blitz, our guard will do nothing there. He will automatically just start to kick. Okay, so he's responsible for the number 2 backer. All right, we'll consider Mike the number 1. We'll consider this backer the number 2. If he blitzes in the B gap, obviously now the guard's going to pick him up. All right, if he blitzes and comes from the outside, our guard will kick and be responsible for that man coming off the edge. Okay, so center will be responsible for number 1 to the backside. Guard will be responsible for the most immediate blitz backer. All right, and our tackle now will be responsible for number 2 on the line of scrimmage there. Okay, so if we're running play action to the right here, all right, we now have 4 protectors or 4 blockers for 4 defenders. He's going to go in motion like we're going to run inside veer. We will make a quick flash fake. All right, we will actually take inside veer footwork with our quarterback. All right, flash fake it, and now he will drop back to 6 yards. All right, we don't say he drops back 3 steps or he drops back 5 steps. Once he makes his fake, his depth is 6 yards, and that's how we coach it. That's how we tell him he should be set up directly behind the guard. The fullback now is responsible for the A gap. He's going to step up to the A gap, and that's all he's concerned about. He's responsible for backer blitz and A gap. Okay, if this tackle would slant inside and come out here, now he's responsible for the B gap. All right, it's just a gap exchange with our guard and tackle. Our guard will always block number 1 LOS to the call side. All right, our tackle will always block number 2, and he will kick and protect, and we are trying to build a pocket here. Our backside motion man at the snap of the ball now comes and protects anything that's off the edge to the call side. Okay, so he will come. If we get edge blitz here, he'll protect that. If this guy would come inside, we would hope he could come off and get him. But we also potentially have help from our fullback there. All right, so we tell him be responsible for edge blitzer first, pick up any trash or help with the tackle late. Our play side slot will be out in a route, play side receiver out in a route, backside receiver out in a route. Okay, so that's the protection of it. If we go to some route concepts here, okay, because when we put a tight end in the game, we tend to get some cover 2, or quite a bit of cover 2 to the tight end side. So what we'll do now, okay, is we'll run inside veer action to the tight end. All right, we'll run it to the tight end. So he's going to protect. He's coming off the edge, and we'll run run our Y on a deep corner route. So we'll run the corner route we'll take our play side slot and run him to the flat. Again, you know, it's flat corner concept is what it is. So we're going to run him to the flat to try and draw the corner down and try and you know, get this safety. He starts sneaking up on the inside veer action. Now what we're trying to do is run by the safety at that point. At this point, now we're just going to tell this guy to get to 12 yards and try and get in the throwing window if at all possible. With the way that we do things, you know, we're looking basically to one side. This backside dig route would only come into play if our quarterback gets in a panic, has to avoid a rush, and is trying to get rid of the football. But what we're trying to do here is we're trying to get, you know, the ball to our tight end on a corner route, occupy the defensive corner with our flat route here, try and take advantage of an aggressive safety with a corner route by our tight end. Now, what we'll also do, and you know what you'll see in the film, is that we also like to throw the deep ball. And when I say throw the deep ball, we're trying to get this, you know, backside post route or a play side post route here. Again, so if we're running play action to the right, he's going to run a flat route. He's going to fake it here. Slot's coming in motion to protect off the edge. The quarterback's going to drop. Now what's going to happen is this guy's going to run a dig route to the play side to try and draw the safety down. All right, make him think that we're trying to throw it to the dig, and then what we're trying to do now is hit the backside receiver on the deep post. Great against teams that like to roll coverage. All right, so we've run motion here, and they start to come down, and now he's really flying, you know, to get to the middle of the field. All right, so as he's running to get to the middle, if he sees this dig route, his tendency a lot of times is just to sit there. Okay, well, the corner now in roll cover 3 coverage, the corner thinks the free safety's got the deep middle. You know, he may sink, but now what we're trying to do is get the post to the middle of the field. So, you know, with those, you know, 2 route concepts, you know, we've been able to get the ball, you know, deep to our tight end off the play action, and we've also been able to get it deep to our receiver off of the same type of play action. Again, it's all about where you want to throw the ball, get the ball to your good players. You know, we tell our receivers, you know, you may not get a ton of opportunities to catch, you know, 70, 80 footballs, but your opportunities are going to be to score touchdowns. And, you know, we've been able to sell that to our kids. And fortunately for us, you know, we've been able to get the ball deep to our players. So what we're telling them is validated, and they know that when they run the route that there's a good chance that they're going to score. So great 7-man protection against 7-man blitzes. Gives you a great opportunity to get the ball down the field to your tight end and get the ball down the field deep to your receivers off the play action drop back game.
We have some good game footage here of, you know, our play action drop back passing game. I think you'll get a very good look about, you know, what we're trying to look for, okay? We talk about, you know, secondary players and things like that. This here is the safety that's normally up here, okay? 1st and 10's the down and distance. They think as a defense that we're going to run the football, and 90% of the time we are going to run the football, all right? But he starts sneaking down there. He should be up here. Again, you can see by these corners they're probably playing man coverage. They're in a 6-1 look, so he starts sneaking up there, trying to get a big play in the run game. And what happens is now we've arc released, okay? We've arc released. We've done a great job. He does a great job of releasing, making it initially look like a run play. Obviously, the action in the backfield, sell and run. And then once he gets to the point where he feels he can accelerate by the safety, he does. And we end up with a big play for a touchdown here. Okay, the quarterback comes out of his break a little bit early. I say comes out of his drop a little bit early, which is fine. Again, here's a behind view look of it. Okay, you can see everyone. Here's what we're talking about. You know, play side. Okay, he has an A-gap player, so he's the play side. So he's going to come down here. All right. Now the tackle is responsible for this man, whether he's inside of him or outside of him. He has to block on here. Okay, so he has to block that man on. Okay, this is the The safety walked all the way down that we're going to run by. Okay, backside now. The center is going to protect backside to edge. All right, he has a man head up, so he's going to block him. He's going to block here. Now he's going to come and be the edge protector over here. Great job. Quarterback comes out of it. All right, and we have a free runner. Free runners are good. And if you're running the option and you're sold to it and you run the play action game, you're gonna have free runners. Okay, this is you see we're lined up in a trips formation. We'll run inside veer out of this formation. You can see this is second down and long. Again, our tendency as an option football team is to run the football second and long. Try and get it to second and medium. That was our tendency. So we still have them in good coverage here. You can see the safety that we're running by. He made a bad read. The corner's playing outside leverage. Again, we've got good protection here. Our quarterback's really not that bothered. Makes a slight little step. Now he throws the ball deep, and we're behind the safety in the corner. All right, with a deep post route. Okay, this is the true reason to run play action drop back. Get the ball down the field. You can see here from as a protection goes, this is play side man on here. Okay, now the fullback, since this guy's in an outside B gap technique, he's got to protect the A gap. All right, since he started out here, if he slants inside, now the guard's going to stay on. Okay, now the fullback will make the adjustment to the B gap. All right, center's blocking back. They'll probably take care of this guy between these two. They'll make a call to let him know who's going to take him. And whoever doesn't take him now has to kick out for edge. And he's man on right there. Quarterback gets a little bit wide initially off his footwork. We'd like to see him come more straight back off of this. All right, therefore you can see him make the adjustment back to the inside. You see where the pocket's being built. If he comes straight back behind the guard, then he doesn't have to make that footwork adjustment there at the end. Okay? Again, he gets to his 6-yard drop and he throws the football, which is what we want. See, his eyes are going to the safety. He sees the safety move away from the post route. So he knows now he has one-on-one coverage with the backside corner. We beat the corner because the corner thinks he has help. All right, and then makes a great individual get the ball into the end zone. All right, so now here we are. Like we showed earlier in the run game DVD here. We're going to trade the tight end and do some different things. It's all about trying to deceive the defense. Again, this is great pass protection. This is a really good route by our tight end. All right, he draws defenders. Okay, he's drawing this guy, he's drawing this guy. And this is a great individual route against cover 2 where the receiver comes. He knows he's running a post route and he's got to get to the middle. But once he got to 7 yards, he took it vertical to make the safety think he was going to run a corner route. So he does an excellent job here of selling the corner route, all right, and then breaking it to the inside. Quarterback sees the break. Again, that's a game winner right there. That was a game winner in the middle of the fourth quarter. Was a great individual play by everybody involved. All right, you can see now, okay, we're here. Okay, now what we're doing is this is an example of slide protecting. All right, they did some crazy things to try and stop us here. All right, we slid protected this. Now you can see our fullback is off the edge. Our slot back's off the edge. We have all of our gaps covered, and we do an excellent job of building the wall for the quarterback. All right, he gets to his drop. Had to wait just a little longer than we hoped because the receiver took the extra time to sell the route. Thankfully, we did a great job up front. We ended up with a big play in the game. Great play in the game, and obviously, like I said, a game winner here. All right, and then a way to involve your tight end. Okay, the tight end doesn't catch a lot of balls in our offense, but here's a great way. We've run inside veer a ton out of this formation. Again, we've squeezed it down a little bit. We give him a chance to get his hand off the ground so he can get running to the corner route. Now he gets behind the defense. Quarterback doesn't take a good drop. He's pretty wide. I think what happens, if I remember in meetings, he was saying, Coach, you know, I was just trying to get away from anything because I knew he was going to be open. Don't like that explanation necessarily, but made a great play, great throw, and the tight end makes a great catch. Okay, we're not slide protecting this, but again, this is the defensive end in here. All right, so now the tackle comes down. You know, the fullback steps up thinking that he's going to have to protect a B gap. Gets caught up in the trash just a little bit. All right, but because the quarterback's doing a great job of at least getting to his yardage drop, 6 yards, gets to the top of the drop, throws the ball, and that gives us an opportunity to throw and catch, and gives us an opportunity for a big play. Again, the behind view here, okay, you can kind of see where we're coming down. Good fake, all right, good fake. We've got the safety flowing, all right. We've got good action out of the defensive secondary, and they can't recover, all right, can't recover. So that's the play action drop back game. Again, you know, some key moments in that, or some key points. You know, the protection's simple. Get your quarterback to the proper drop, make the read while you're dropping, and let the ball go when you get to the yardage that you need to be. People will be open. It will deceive the defense with the action in the backfield, and you will get big plays out of it. Okay, we're going to move on to the play action sprint out game, and this is something, like I said earlier, that we've really worked on and tried to get right, and feel that we've done a good job with this, and think it's a great play action package for us. The reason that we do this is an opportunity to throw the ball quick on bailing corners. Okay, so we're gonna fake inside veer, and we'll get into all the rules, but we're gonna get to the sprint out. But we're going to tell the quarterback that you need to be ready to throw the ball as soon as you get to the top of your drop. Okay, so as soon as you get to the top of your arc, be ready to throw the ball. And when we say quick passing game, we like to run a lot of smash corner, all right, smash by the outside guy, corner out by the inside guy, or post corner and then run a guy to the flat. And we always tell the quarterback, if he's open in the flat, throw him the ball. It's a great opportunity for you to get on the quarterback a little bit if he doesn't get it out there on time. It's an opportunity to throw the deep ball, all right? So if you're on bailing corners, you can throw the quick ball. If they're aggressive corners, you have an opportunity to get the ball over the top of the defense. So that's why we really feel that the play action sprint out game has helped us, because we can incorporate really two different packages into one scheme. Again, the ability to throw the quick passing game to the outside guy, or get the ball deep if we need to. It's an easy blocking scheme for the offensive line. This play sells the run, because our play side linemen are coming down hard like we're blocking inside veer. It's inside veer action in the backfield. And then with all of that said, now our quarterback's really pressing the edge with the sprint out game. So it's a great opportunity. It's an easy blocking scheme, and it really sells the run with us able to get the quarterback out on the edge. All right, the play action sprint out, the footwork and the reads. Okay, the QB, again, if we're going right, it's going to take a 4 o'clock step. He's going to flash fake it. All right, flash faking the ball to the fullback. All right, and then pressing hard. All right, pressing hard off that second step to a 45-degree angle. So he's going to step at 4 o'clock. All right, press hard and then get to a 45-degree angle, sprinting out. You know, you're sprinting out, you've got the ball moving. We want the top of your arc to be about where the tackle is, all right, at 6 to 7 yards. And obviously when we drill this, we just put a cone back there, and we work it. We work the quarterback getting around the top of the cone, and then we also work on, as soon as you get to that top of your arc at that 6-yard cone, you should be ready to throw the football. Keep your eyes down the field. Rep it enough that your quarterback doesn't have to look back to find where he's going, okay? The grass is still going to be back there when he gets there. There's no need to be looking back there, okay? So get back there. Keep your eyes on what's going on downfield, and be ready to throw the ball at the top of your arc. Keep your eyes on the receivers. Make a good read on the flat defender, all right, the flat defender if we're trying to throw it over the top, okay, or the corner, or excuse me, the flat defender if we're trying to throw it quick, or the corner if we're trying to throw it deep, all right? So make sure he knows what the route call is and who he's supposed to be reading, and then make a good read off that. Prepared to release the ball, and I've said this a lot just in the last few sentences here, but be prepared to release the ball once you get to the top of your arc. If there's an open receiver, once you get out there, by all means, throw it to him right now. Don't ever turn down a 6 or 7 yard gain, no matter what. The fullback's going to take his first 2 steps on inside veer path. First 2 steps, you show the fake. Once you hit that second step, now you press off that foot and you're blocking. You press off the second step and you're blocking the first man that shows outside the play side tackle. Okay? So in that case, it could be the defensive end that he's going to have to block. But remember, we're not setting up so he doesn't have to maintain that block. He just has to get leverage on that guy, get him turned to the inside. All right, so now the quarterback can get out and around. The play side slot, again, like in our play action drop back game, the play side slot's going to be out in the route, and he's going to run the route depending on what call we have. The backside slot now is going to go in motion to simulate inside veer. Okay? We want the motion to be the same because we want everyone to think that we're running the football. So go in motion to simulate inside veer. All right, once you get to the fullback after the ball snapped, now you get down and you're checking any edge blitz, and your aiming point on this particular protection is his outside hip. Again, we're trying to get the ball outside, so we don't want you inside trying to build a wall. We want you outside trying to get him logged, so now the quarterback can get out and around. The receiver is going to run the route. Again, his opportunity to run a route and catch a pass, potentially for a touchdown. The tight end, again, if he's to the call side, just like in the play action drop back game, he's going to protect down on any inside gap, because if he's to the call side on the play action sprint out game, we're in an unbalanced situation. So he's ineligible, blocked down, we'll use him as an extra protector. Okay? If he's on the back side of the call, then he's going to run a route depending on usually a drag route of some type at some depth because we're sprinting away from him. The center is going to step with his play side foot and hinge back. So he's going to step play side, okay, knowing that he's going to hinge back anything in the backside A gap. All right. If nothing comes through the backside A gap, or there's no defender in the backside A gap, now he's going to kick and try and get anything deep. Okay, but the most important thing is that he steps play side to sell a double team if there needs to be one, and now he's hinging back. The play side guard is going to down block, all right, and protect anything to his inside. It doesn't matter if there's a B gap player, he doesn't care about that because the play side tackle is going to come down. So he's going to step hard, selling play action extremely hard, and trying to make sure that there's no linebacker to run through at that point. The backside guard, just like the center, he's going to step hard play side and then open and hinge. Again, if someone runs through his A gap, he's just going to run him as deep as he can. Again, knowing that we're sprinting out away from him. Play side tackle, again, is a down block. If there's someone in the B gap, now he's just going to down block and wash him down as far as he can. All right. If there's no one in the B gap, he still steps down inside. All right. We're not worried about anything outside because the fullback's coming. All right. And with the fullback's coming, and we're going to get anybody outside of him blocked. Okay. The backside tackle now. Again, just like the center and the guard, step hard inside, all right, open up, and then protect anything off the edge, knowing that we're sprinting away from you. Okay, great protection, easy protection, no need to slide protect this. That's basically what this is. Okay, we're selling the run really hard with our guys. Okay, the fullback and the backside slot, the motion slot are coming off the edge to protect anything off the edge. Great play action to sell inside veer. Okay, this is the play action sprint out passing game that we've talked about that we've only had in our package for a couple of years, and think that protection-wise plus what route concepts we can get with it have really taken our offense to another level. Great play action on first down because it gives your quarterback a run-pass option, plus it gives you the quick-hitting
smash corner routes and things like that that everyone's looking for. So here what we do, it's a very simple type of protection. If we're doing everything to the right here, everybody away from the call, all they're going to do is step inside and then just hinge to make a wall. All right, and we can do that because if someone runs underneath, someone else is going to pick it up. All right, and the fact now that we're sprinting out away from all the pressure. So now he's going to step and get a hand on, and he's going to kick, okay? Now he's going to step, get a hand on, and now he's going to kick. Over to the play side, now what we do is everybody steps to their inside gap as hard as they can, and if someone's there, that's who you protect against. So we're really trying to make this thing look as much as we can like the run, trying to give everyone a look on the play side that we're stepping down to run inside veer this way, when in reality, the protection lends itself to that, so now we can get out on the edge. What's going to happen here is the fullback's going to take his first 2 steps on inside veer track, and on his second step, he's going to plant and go cut or get leverage on that defensive end. All right, so he is going to block the man on the first man outside the tackle. So he's going to protect against that. At the college level, obviously, we can cut that guy. It's not a necessity. Just go get leverage and make sure that he has to run underneath. Backside slot is going to run motion. All right, at the snap of the ball now, he's protecting against any edge blitzer, and then we tell him to just float. All right, because what happens so much is when the quarterback breaks contain, they start to bring backers out of coverage. Or if they want to run this guy to the flat and bring this backer out of coverage, now we have someone there to protect that. You see so many times that on sprint out, the quarterback throws the ball and just gets lit up. All right, we're trying to protect against that. Our quarterback's a pretty valuable player to us, and we'd rather leave someone in to protect against the big shot as opposed to getting the extra man out in the route. So quarterback now, he's going to inside veer footwork for 2 steps, and now he's going to press off. So he's inside veer footwork for 2 steps. Now he's going to press and run to the edge. Okay, so now he's going to press and run sprint out just like that. All right, so that's what we're trying to get out of the protection. Everybody backside's going to step to their play side, hinge, and kick to get wide. Everybody play side is going to step down, and really try and draw the defense inside. Fullbacks 2 steps on, get leverage, backside slots motion, go pick up any edge blitzer first, all right, and then float for anything coming next. Okay, so now if we go to our route concepts here, all right, we can line up in a trips open formation here. All right, now what we do is we just run this guy in motion like we're going to run inside veer away from it, which we will. Now we just bring him back, and now he's our edge blitzer, all right, to our floater. Again, 2 steps on, go cut, inside veer, sprint out. Outside here, we love the smash corner route. That's just been great to us because teams that want to play cover 3, all right, as soon as we see inside veer action, this strong safety gets a little nervous. All right, he says, here comes inside veer, this guy's coming to block me. And what it does is it gives us the extra time for the smash route. We tell our quarterback, all right, like we've already talked about, if this guy is open, when you get to the top of your arc, throw him the football immediately. Take the 7 or 8 yards that they're giving you, get the ball to him as soon as you get to the top of your arc. The top of this arc is 7 to 8 yards. So as soon as you get to the top of that arc, throw the smash route. If the corner is sitting on the smash route, then throw the corner route as soon as he makes his break. Okay? Again, we've talked about throwing the corner route to the tight end. It's different throwing the corner route to a slot back receiver type where as soon as he comes out of his break, he should be expecting the football. Okay? So the smash corner concept, again, we're sprinting away from this guy, so he's just running to try and get across the field in case we have to do something with him late. Just tell him to get in the quarterback's view however you can. All right, get across the field, no deeper than 12 yards, and really try and get in the quarterback's view. The other route that we like to run is we'll put this into the boundary. All right, we'll put the formation, into the boundary here again, and we'll run, run a skinny post. All right, and now what we'll do is run this guy right up the boundary. So now we get, here to the edge. He's coming to protect off the edge. Push it. All right, get to the top of your arc, and if the corner has settled like in cover 2, all right, now we're going to occupy the safety, throw it right over the top of the corner's head. All right, if the corner sinks, all right, potentially have the post. If not, now you can just run the football. All right, but those are our 2 most common routes that we'll run out of the play action sprint out. Now, the only other thing that we will do, all right, and this is, I guess, bonus information here for you, all right, is that we'll squeeze the formation like we talked about, all right, where we'll squeeze it down, bring the receivers in nice and tight, okay, and we'll run like we're going to slam the safety, and now he's going to break to the corner. This guy's going to run to the flat, so it's still flat corner principle, just like we have here, all right, but now, okay, we're throwing the corner out to our receiver on a safety that we're hoping is really biting on the play action. So he's coming here, he's got edge to float, now he's out. Okay, now you have what you have is a basic 2-way hard stretch on the corner, but this again, now we've squeezed the formation and really made this hard on teams, because when we squeeze a formation, we're generally going to run the ball out of it because we've condensed the defense. Now we have the play action to get receivers out in space. Been a great route for us, and really feel solid about that. Again, he's running across just to try and get in the quarterback's window. So that's those are the 3 basic route concepts. Again, these 2 route concepts are almost identical. The concept is the same, just different people in different spots. So that's our play action sprint out with the protection and just a couple route concepts that we really like.
Okay, now we're going to give you a good look at the protection and some different route combinations that we have off our play action sprint out. And this first play is a perfect example of why we do this. This was the second play, or the first play of the second series after we'd seen what they were going to try and do to us. Felt really good. The only issue that we have here is the play side slot completely busts the route. He's supposed to run an arrow route right out to here, okay, and we have the post corner in behind. All right, if he would have run the arrow route, then the corner never would have even thought to recover. Now, it's too late for him. He's too late, but you can see the type of action that we created with that look. The quarterback did a great job of selling it. The fullback did a great job of getting to the end. Again, we cut him because we can. All you have to do is coach your guys good leverage. He doesn't have to get this guy on the ground in order for our quarterback to get out and around. If he's in good position and gets him logged, okay, great job here by the backside slot, good motion, he's in good leverage, and the quarterback makes a great throw. All right, and we get it, all the way down, and fortunately, broke the game open for us, got us going. And you can see here from the back view, all right, you can see the tackle does a great job stepping down. All right, guard doesn't do a great job here. I think he's turned back protecting. He's just protecting the gap. We'd like to see him be a lot more aggressive. Again, the center now stepping play side and hinging, but the guy tries to beat him across. Probably should have let the guard take this and then protected any A-gap run through, but you can see the backside guard here. He steps inside now. He's turning his shoulders back right here, and you can see the tackle now. He's just trying to get a piece of this guy. He knows the guard's there to help him out. Okay, so it's good work here. A good job all around. All right, good job all around here. Okay, another good look. Again, all we're doing is stepping down, all right? So in theory, if we look at this, the fullback should block that guy, and then if this guy decides he wants to blitz off the edge, now the motion slot will block him. All right, so we have a good look here. The tackle should step down no matter what. The guard should step down. Step play side and hinge, step play side and hinge, same thing there. Okay, so you see the fullback goes to the wrong guy. He thinks the guy's engaged here. All right, the fullback should now block this guy. All right, and now our slot's in position. All right, and this is what we talk about. You can get away with this because the quarterback gets to the top of his drop. All right, he's at 6 yards. He gets to the top of his drop. The guy comes open. He throws the ball. All right, take what the defense gives you. Take what the defense gives you. All right, if he has a little more time here, you can see that the corner route's probably going to come open. All right, not a great route here by the back. Not a great route. All right, but you can see he's still going to come open. Again, aggressive corner, not really doing the right thing. And for us, it equals 10 yards. Good job. Good work. Okay, you can see the action here. All right, this is a great look at it. Everyone's stepping down. Everyone's stepping down. We got the defensive end thinking it's inside veer coming down. Now all we need is the fullback to come and log him. All right, come and log him. Let the slot protect the edge blitzer. Okay, and we do a good job of getting the ball released. All right, but you can see really good job up inside of everyone inside working. Okay, these backside guys of knowing that the ball's going away from them, and all they have to do is just run their guy up the field. Okay, so you've seen a post corner by the outside guy and a corner route by the inside guy. Okay, now you're just going to see basic go route. Okay, so we've seen the quick game. All right, now we're looking at the go route. Okay, what we're trying to get is if the corner comes up and bites on it, all right, now we hit the go route over the top. If not, we've deceived the defense enough, all right, that we have the flat route. Okay, the quarterback does a good job. You can see his head's down the field looking at his key, which is the corner. All right, sees that the corner's off, dump it down to the slot. Good catch. Again, thrown on first down. All right, and I think that's important to see here. The ball was thrown on first down. All right, the defense was in, their base defense, their base vanilla look, trying to stop the option. We catch them for a 12 to 14 yard gain. Good call. Good call in that situation. Okay, again, step, hinge. Everyone's doing a good job. This tackle here could probably let this guy go knowing that the guard would get him. All right, and the guard could probably let this guy go knowing the center would get him. All right, but they all do a good job. Good job on the edge by the fullback in this case right there. Good job by the backside slot right here, waiting for any linebacker to come out of coverage. Okay, and that's an important key point that I failed to mention earlier. All right, he's still to float, and if a linebacker comes out of coverage, now's your opportunity to pick him up. Good catch, good run. Okay, again, here's the go route. Okay, the receiver does an outstanding job here. He's making the corner think that we're blocking him. All right, he's making the corner think that we're blocking him. All right, we've got guys running all over the place. The backside safety here is way out of position. Okay, way out of position here. He's way too far, way too wide. He's never going to get to the go route. The quarterback, for some reason, pulls up here. Probably not a good move on his part. All right, I think he thought maybe that guy was going to get upfield. May have been a little bit of a tough throw back against his body. So maybe that's why he did it. I don't know. But don't really like to see him in this position to stop, because there is potential for a backside guy to come free, and if he stops, he could get hit right in the middle of the back. All right? So good route by the receiver, great throw by the quarterback. Okay, good behind view here. Okay, everyone's stepping down. Good job, selling the run. Okay, we've got linebackers ready to read that are reading the run, ready to make a play on the run. Okay, and we get the ball over the top. Excellent job here by everyone involved. Good protection, and hang on to the ball. Okay, so that's a good look at our play action sprint out game. I think that I hope that you got a good look at the protections. I think we've showed you pretty much every route that we had installed this year. Again, not very many, all right, but very effective in what they were trying to accomplish. We got the quick game out of it. We got the deep ball out of it. We were able to throw it to the open people, and I think that's the advantage of the play action sprint out game. All right, for this last segment here, we're going to talk about the sprint out passing game and the reasons that why we run the sprint out. It's to give yourself a passing game if you're down late in the game, in a 2-minute situation, in a long yardage situation potentially. If we're going to throw something to keep the defense off balance, it's going to be some type of play action or 3-step drop. We're going to sprint out when we feel that we need to throw the ball. Okay, so it gives yourself something. Gives your team something to have in the bag for late in the game if you're down or 2-minute situations. It's an easy protection for the offensive line and backs, as you'll see here in just a second. Again, you see easy in a lot of our protection schemes. We feel that the easier they are, the less we have to worry about repping them and still know that we're going to be protected if we have to throw the ball at any point in time. Again, easy reads for your quarterback because you're eliminating half the field. All right, so as he's rolling out or sprinting out, he only has to look at certain keys, which we feel is a benefit to us. We played a very young quarterback in 2010, so it was easy for us to just say, okay, read this half the field. This is the guy you're looking at, and it produced one of the best offensive seasons in William Penn history. We have good route combinations. Again, a lot of the same route combinations as we have with the play action sprint out game, we have with the sprint out passing game. All right, our sprint out passing game for our quarterback, okay, he's going to open at the same point as he would on inside veer, except now his second step is running. Okay, it's true sprint out, so we're just going to open and we're going to sprint out. Okay, we tell our quarterback the top of your arc should be at 6 to 7 yards. And if you're going left, obviously you're going to open to 8 o'clock. Okay, and arc should be at the same spot. The key coaching point when you're going left is once you get to the top of your arc, really coach your guys. If they're a right-handed quarterback sprinting left, to get their shoulders turned and really try not to throw back against your body. Okay, keep your eyes on the receivers at all times. All right, see what's going on out there. Make a good read on the flat defender or the corner, okay, depending on what route combination we have called, all right, and be prepared to release the ball once you get to the top of your arc. If you have to hold on to it longer, that's fine, all right, but be prepared that if someone's open, when you get to the top of your arc, let the ball go to the open receiver. The fullback, okay, there's no faking here, okay, he's going to open and run 1 yard outside of the slot back, okay, the play side slot. Okay, so he's going to open and run, and his job is to protect against any edge blitzer. So he has to open and run. If he notices an edge blitzer, he has to try and gain outside leverage on that edge blitzer. Again, no need to cut. You know, there are there's plenty of high schools that can't cut. That's not what we're trying to get to. We're talking about leverage, all right? Always working for outside leverage. Get your quarterback to the edge. All right, this is one thing that we do with our play side slot. Our sprint out passing game is always run for us out of trips open. So we have a slot as a number 2 receiver, and then we have a slot that we brought over from the other side as our number 3 receiver. He is going to take a play side step, all right, and then he's going to turn and block the defensive end to the call side. All right, so he's going to turn back, protect against the end man on the line of scrimmage. If that end goes inside the tackle, now he's going to protect that C gap for any linebacker or anybody that would show in a blitz or twist situation. Okay, the backside slot now is our number 2 receiver, so he's going to run whatever route combination we have called and try and get himself open. Again, we throw sprint out in 2-minute situations for the most part, or end of game or clock stop situations. Again, we're trying to get those balls to the edge, get him out of bounds, get the clock stopped so we can run as many plays as possible. Again, the receiver's running the called route and doing everything he can in this situation to get himself open. Work, if you're a curl route, work in the curl to get yourself open. If you're a deep comeback route, really work hard to push that corner deep and then come back. And if you're trying to sell a post corner or whatever, make sure you're running good, solid routes. The tight end to the call side is always going to turn back and protect in the C gap. Okay, So he's going to turn back, protect the C gap if he's to the call side. Again, we eliminate a route runner by putting the tight end over there. The backside, he's going to run the called route. Okay, the offensive line and all the other ones you saw, we had, each individual lineman had an assignment. Okay, our whole offensive line, if we're going to sprint to the left, all those guys are going to take one play side step, all right, and then they're just going to turn and hinge back. Okay, it's true turn back protection from everyone all the way across the line of scrimmage. If anyone runs in your gap, you block them. If two run in your gap, block both of them. All right, so it's true turn back protection, blocking anyone that runs or crosses your face. Again, not a lot of coaching points here, especially with the offensive line. I think that turn back protection is one of the most simple protections that's out there. We utilize it because we feel that it helps get our quarterback to the edge and gives us an opportunity to get the ball on the edge in 2-minute situations down late in the game, especially when we need to win. So easy protection. Again, we like it that way, especially in 2 minutes when things are hurried up. The offensive line doesn't have to think a lot. Know which way we're going, turn away from the call, and get your protection taken care of.
And we're going to talk about our sprint out package, and a sprint out's a package for us. It's basically used more than anything in our 2-minute offense situation. We try and protect the edge. We're trying to get our quarterback out because we don't want to face all the inside blitzes and things like that. And we have really general route concepts on the outside to try and get the ball out of bounds, get the ball to the edge, get it in a situation where our quarterback can try and get out in space and do well with clock management. I'm not really going to draw the defense here because the protection is something that I'm sure everybody does, and all it is it's just straight turn back protection. So we're going to step inside and turn back, step inside and turn back, and everyone protects that gap. Now, where we're just a little bit different than some, all right, is we'll actually take our play side slot, and now he will seal the edge for us. Okay, so he's our seal guy against this guy coming out here to try and keep contained. All right, we're trying to seal the contained guy as fast as we can so our quarterback can get out. Now, we'll take our fullback, and there's no faking, there's no anything. He's running as hard as he can to get to the edge to protect against any edge blitz from there or edge blitz from there. All right, so if no edge blitz comes, now he does like in the play action sprint out, he'll just float and protect against anyone coming out of coverage late. All right, so up front and inside, it's just straight turn back protection, seal it with the play side slot, protect against the edge blitz with the fullback. All right, now your quarterback just opens at 45, gets to 7 to 8 yards deep. All right, and then with your route concepts again on the back side here. Okay, so route concepts again, we'll go with a smash corner and we'll do some of those things that you've already seen. All right, but what we'll also do in special situations, he's protecting, so now we'll run basically curl and then curl flat. All right, and throw the flat route, or we'll run curl and then run the wheel with it and try and get the home run off of it. Again, what this does for us, this route generally is deep enough if we throw and catch it that it's going to get us a first down because he's running this at 12 to 14 yards. All right, so he should catch that ball for a first down. Again, now if we have just the flat route called, okay, if the corner's sinking, we tell him in a 2-minute situation, we tell our quarterback if he's open, throw it to him right now. And give him an opportunity to catch it, find the defense, maybe gain a couple extra yards, but the most important thing at this point is to get out of bounds. Late in a 2-minute situation, then we'll wheel him up the boundary, and we'll tell the quarterback, get your eyes on the curl, all right? Make the defense think you're going to throw the curl route, and then let him clear, or when you know he's going to clear, then throw that ball and try and get it downfield. Again, close to the boundary, fairly safe throw. If nothing's open, try your hardest to get out of bounds. All right? Now, the other route that we'll have it's just a basic flood route. Okay? So we're going to run this to 18, back to 15 to the outside. Okay, try and run it, against off corner coverage. Make him think you're going deep, and then break it. Run this thing to about 12 to 14 yards, and again, now you just float to the open spot. So we have a deep outside comeback to the boundary. Get yourself to a first down spot and get yourself open. Seal the edge. Get to the edge to protect against edge blitz. Now float. Sprint out here. Again, the backside guy is just trying to get into the window. We tell him now when we have this route called that he can't go past the tackle. If he gets to the tackle and the quarterback still has the ball, he has to just settle there because we don't want him running into the flood route at that point. Okay, so those are our two favorite routes where we have, curl flat to try and get the ball out of bounds, curl wheel to try and get it up the boundary, and then we have the deep comeback route with what we call the flood route. And again, this is more of a an option type route where he's just working to get himself open. He's not breaking it to the out. He's just working off where the defense is. The quarterback's just trying to find him and get him the ball. Again, 2-minute situations for us most generally, but a great pass protection that's easy for your kids with some, just a couple of route concepts that will allow you to get the ball to people quick and get first downs, get the clock stopped to move the chains, and get the ball down the field. So that's how we will run our play action, or excuse me, not our play action. That's how we'll run our sprint out, and most generally we'll get in this in 2-minute type situations. Okay, here's a good look. We're in trips open here. Okay, just player identification here. This is our receiver. Okay, it's our Z receiver. This is our backside slot now is out here. This is the play side slot or the call side slot, and then fullback, quarterback, and then an extra receiver in the game here. Okay, sprint out passing game. Offensive line's going to turn back. Okay, play side slot's going to protect against this man. Does an excellent job of sealing the edge. Again, the fullback's checking for edge blitz. Doesn't see edge blitz, and then he does a great job of floating, waiting for the linebacker to come out of coverage. All right, the linebacker doesn't come out of coverage, so he just stays on the line of scrimmage, stays out of the quarterback's way here. All right, here we have a wheel route by the number 2 receiver and a curl route by the outside receiver. Okay, quarterback, the curl route came open, and he's so programmed to throw it to the open guy. He does a great job throwing it to the open guy. As you can see, the could come open late. All right, had an opportunity there. Again, can never fault the quarterback for throwing and catching the football for a first down. All right, so quarterback did a good job, excuse me, of throwing to the open guy. Offensive line here does a great job, and backs do a great job of protection. Again, the quarterback does a good job. See how he got to the top of his arc, flipped his shoulders to throw the curl route, and threw it right on time and right on the money. This is a great throw and a great catch. Good job, receiver, catching it and getting upfield. All right, again, okay, this is the same series in a 2-minute situation. You can see now it's third down. We've gone back to the trips open formation here. Again, play side slot, no need for him to try and cut this guy. All right, he thinks he's going to get beat inside, so he throws way too early. Again, all he needs to do is maintain leverage. With that quarterback sprinting out, that guy's eventually going to come back to him. He's never going to catch him by running in there. So the play side slot should have just stayed high. All right, the fullback's off the edge, checking for any edge blitz. Now he peels back thinking, okay, that guy's going to get in the play. No one's coming. Probably should have just continued to float. All right, protect against anything here. All right, this is a great individual effort, okay? This is, again, a 2-minute situation. Quarterback just lets it go, trying to make a play. Receiver makes a great catch. All right, what we like to see here probably is to not throw this thing so much to the inside. If you're going to miss to the outside. All right, but great individual play by the quarterback and the receiver, making a good play, making a big play here. Okay, again, turn back protection inside. No need for the slot to try and cut this guy. Stay high. All right, you see the center passes this guy off. That's fine. All right, he knows the guard's there. Okay, he knows the guard's there, and everything works out. Again, just a good individual effort. All right,
again, 2-minute situation. Very good here by the quarterback. Gets to the top of his arc. The smash route comes open. All right, we're running a smash route and a corner route. Smash route comes open against bail coverage. Throws it to him right out of his break. We get it, and we get out of bounds. Okay, again, clock stop situation. Excellent job, excellent route, and great throw by the quarterback. Again, he made a good throw because he got to the top of his arc and he was ready to throw the football. Good pickup by the fullback. Okay, whiff by the guard or the tackle here. Okay, he's engaged, but that guy's not coming to his inside gap right here, so he should let him go. All right, let him go and then pick up this guy coming through your gap. All right, good job by everybody backside. Good pickup by the center.